All right, my friends, Ruben Obed here, bringing you a video, and this video is about adding new 12-volt batteries to an older 12-volt battery bank. Notice that I said older, not old, not damaged, just an older bank. It's pretty much considered a no-no. People say not to do it. But my channel, I always, I don't just believe things. I take things into consideration and I kind of meet things halfway. So I'm going to give you an example, all right? Right here, we have my solar system. These 6 batteries, okay, they, mostly they're about 2018. Those 2, I believe, I think the last 2, if I'm not mistaken. The last 2 are new. I bought them this year because 2 of them went bad. People would say, "Hey, Ruben, that's a big no-no. It's not good, to do that." So this was an older battery bank. Now it is in great shape. It hasn't been abused. It hasn't been brought down below 50%. It's been recharged every single day. I mean, this is perfect. The water levels are checked monthly. I take extremely good care of these lead flooded acid batteries. So 2 of the batteries went bad. I added 2 new ones, and it was working flawless, perfect, no problem. I added this one. Okay, this is the 7th battery. Brand new, not even a month old. I connected it all. It's working perfectly. On the contrary, now when I run a load, the voltage seems to stay a little harder, a little, higher. Okay, so I just did what everybody says not to do, and I've been doing it for months on end, okay? Now, I have a theory behind this. I'm not telling you to mix a brand new battery with a battery with a dead cell, because clearly that other battery, if it has a bad cell, then it's gonna overheat, and then the 5 cells that are good will get overcharged and it'll heat up and it'll be a problem. No, but if you have a good battery, that's been well taken care of, I don't see a problem with doing, adding new batteries to an older bank. Now, I'm gonna get a little more technical. Now, I am not saying I am not an engineer, I'm not a solar professional, but, I do have some knowledge, okay? And I made a little diagram. Okay, so here we have 3 12-volt batteries connected in parallel. These are lead acid batteries, positive to positive to positive, negative to negative to negative, okay? Which would be a battery bank of 3 batteries, 12 volts. These are the older batteries, okay? These represent the older batteries. This represents the new battery. Now, the argument is that this is a bad idea because the internal resistance of the old batteries, which will mean that the older ones will charge faster, and then the other one will charge slower, okay, which creates an imbalance. But what happens is this. I don't believe that there's a problem, because once these are charged, that excess power will be dumping into the new battery in the same manner that the power coming from a solar panel will be dumping into the batteries. And overall, if these are already at charge at 14.4, 14.6, that excess will be coming into the new battery. So even if the new one takes a little bit longer to recharge than the other ones in the battery bank, they will reach an equilibrium regardless. Now, there is a couple of factors. Lead acid batteries, are pretty forgiving in that aspect. You know what I mean? You can charge them a little higher and it really isn't going to damage them. But the reality is that the flow of electricity is going to look where, it's going to go somewhere. So this good battery bank, or the older battery bank, once they're full, if they see that this other battery is there, it's just gonna even out. Just like if we were talking gallons of water, the last one will take a little longer to fill, but they reach an equilibrium. So I do not see a problem in connecting older batteries that are in good shape with a new one. On the contrary, I actually have noticed with my own system that the addition of a new 12 volt battery helps me with the voltage sag of the other older ones. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, now, what they say is that the new battery will charge the older batteries and they will heat up. Well, that's not going to happen because a 12 volt battery is 12.6 volts. Okay, so a 12.6 volt battery, in order to charge another battery, the voltage would have to be higher, which means, going back, the new battery is going to be at 12.6 volts. You know, if the other batteries are in a good shape, this battery cannot charge this one because of the fact that the voltage is pretty much the same. You need a higher voltage for this voltage to seep into that side, okay? So, and this battery, in order to charge the older ones, it won't be able to because it would need 14.4 volts. So your new battery is not going to damage the old ones. Now, the old ones, okay, the old ones may weigh down your new one. Okay, it may weigh it down. If these have a little parasitic load or whatnot, yes, these will kind of suck the new one down a bit. Okay, it'll suck it down. You know, it may cut some lifespan from the new battery because of the fact that it's gonna put the new one basically at the same level as the old one and give it a little bit of an extra burden. Okay, I can attest to that. But overall, you know, this is, you know, really frowned upon by many people. But the reality is, when you go to buy batteries, you know, if you have a 6 battery bank, you know, especially if you have, like right now, lead flooded acid batteries are, you know, are relatively inexpensive. You know, I pay 120 for each battery. But if you have lithium, which are $1,000 per battery, or if you have AGM, which are $300-400 per battery, you can't just come out of nowhere and replace all 6. So that's what I do. I added a new battery. If one of them goes bad, I'll replace it and add a new battery. That is my way. I'm not recommending this. I'm just letting you know how I see it. Now, right now, this new battery, I don't see it in any way possible being able to damage the old ones. Okay, that's the first thing. Second of all, and because of the voltage. Secondly, your solar panel is going to be putting, all right, solar panels per se might be from 18 to 21 volts. After it goes through the charge controller, you know, it'll bring it down to 14.4, okay? The solar panel is pumping in 14.4 to old batteries. Okay, so how can people say that a new 12 volt battery is going to damage the old ones when a new 12 volt battery only has 12.6 volts and is incapable of recharging the old batteries unless the old battery's voltage is really low? You know what I'm saying? And regardless of that fact, this would basically dump it into the other ones and they would balance out anyway, you know? So, like I said, guys, you know, to each his own. I'm just giving you my, you know, 2 cents worth of this. The new battery, I do not believe is going to mess up the old ones, because 12 volts cannot charge 12 volts unless this voltage is really low or something. But they're gonna equal out. Even if these two charge first, that extra charge is going to trickle down into this one and until the flow stops, because all of them are full, just like if you have 3 gallons of water, okay? And in order to overcharge these 12, there would have to be a bad cell, whereas one of the batteries is at 11 volts, and yes, then it will heat up. But if the older batteries are relatively in really good condition, and it's the same type of battery and same type of chemistry, I don't see any problem. On the contrary, I think this was just, you know, and like it did with my system, it helped it out with the voltage sag, you know, and so, you know, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's my analogy. Take it for what it is, you know. I've been doing this for a while. I'm not a solar expert. I am not an electrician. But I'm just looking at this from a very practical perspective because not all of us have the money to just buy a brand new battery bank. You know what I mean? One battery goes bad, hey, you change it up. It's the most logical thing that anybody would do. And I know it's a no-no, and I know that a lot of people are against it, but I'm looking at it from a logical perspective, and who knows, I may just be right. So, I don't know, just think about it. Think about what I said, and please leave your comments down below. Peace.